Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me while I look into some more MTG markets and see what's been happening. There's some very interesting movements in the dual lands for the revised edition, the ones I mostly cover, because they're the ones with the biggest stocks, so they're the ones that have the most accurate movements. Outside of that, I'm also going to look at Modern and Pioneer because those are obviously the cards that I mostly have. So let's get right to it. First thing we're going to notice is some cards have not moved down as much as others. Now, I don't know exactly when I started saying, markets overheated, etc., etc. Interest rates matter and all that stuff. But that isn't true until it is. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is when interest rates go up, until they hit the inflation rate, that's when things start falling over and breaking. If inflation is always ahead of interest, then you're never going to see a decent pullback for anything ever, because inflation is about the amount of money that's in circulation. If the money that's in circulation is always increasing, then it doesn't really matter what interest rates are, because it's just going to continue ballooning what's already there by the people that just buy it out and start taking a loan. So people that are buying these things out, they're doing a lot better than people that take out loans. So one of the most important things is, if you guys, I don't know, this has nothing to do with magic, but if you guys have any debt that's not really needed, but isn't really like putting a roof over your head, food in your stomach, and getting you to and from work, etc., then you probably don't want it. Like that new sofa, I can wait. Get a free one or a secondhand one from Facebook Marketplace. Anyways, outside of that, moving over to the dual lands. Badlands is starting to slowly drop. If you go to TCG right now, you can get a lightly played for $350. Now that's insane. Lightly played used to be having a huge premium, and I bet, there's actually quite a few in here, 15 listings. Here's a near mint. Near mints used to have a huge premium as well. And don't forget, they're still being skewed by some players in the market. So this average is still pretty low compared to what it was just a couple of months ago. And if we look at the market, you can clearly see that was a frenzy, and then it just started slowly dropping. And if interest rates continue going up, there's a chance that they might slowly drop, and then there's a part where it breaks. Let's get into pretty much what it is interest rates means that the value of whatever currency you're in is getting stronger compared to the commodities and stuff that it used to be buying. Anyway. Bayou, same thing, curved over to the top nice and neatly. TCG player, $416 for lightly played. Actually not that bad. Big drop off. You can see clearly. Oh boy. These are the kind of prices that I'm kind of going to be looking for. And some of these might actually be good pickups at some point in the next couple of weeks, months. Plateau, on the other hand, is a weird one. Very much still moving up, but then again, lightly played is still $294. We haven't seen a lightly played under 300 for Plateau in a while. Savannah, flatlining, TCG player says, yeah, kind of. It's obviously going to get picked up a little bit more, $337 for a lightly played. I wonder if TCG player is starting to ship to Australia again. That'll be good if they are. Moving over to Scrublands, once again, looks like it's got a bit of a drop, but nothing too crazy. Looks like it's been picked up by TCG player. Yeah, it's mostly flatlining. Moderately played. I usually like the lightly played, 352. Tiger, slowly dropping down. I think Tiger is the one I don't still have. I think I was trying to pick one up, and that might have been a good deal a while back, but looks like another good deal is going to come up sooner or later. What's the lightly played? 396. Yeah, okay. 11 listings, $396. We'll have to see how that goes. I will probably try to keep a tab on these markets from now on every week to the level of detail I'm doing right now, because I think there is going to be some significant movement, especially depending on what the countries around the world and their central banks do. Tropical Island, damaged. Nah, don't pick up a damaged. Near mint, $600. 5 of them, 12 listings. Actually quite a lot on there. There used to be none of certain dual lands back in the day. Tundra, once again, Tundra is actually doing pretty stable. and the market says, yeah, TCG player says, yeah, Tundra is doing pretty stable. Actually, a really good dual land because it's got the two colors that obviously can't be easily picked up, white and blue. Lightly played 492, still not too bad, but yeah. Underground Sea, that's a big one. I was keeping an eye on this one. Damage for 520. Nah. Lightly played for 879. So there is still quite a bit of a premium on Underground Sea. Now, are we going to see that drop from the 964 to 848? I'm expecting it to continue going down a bit. Near mint, 881 is starting to sound a bit better, but that's still pretty impressive pricing power for Underground Sea. And Volcanic Island, I'd expect this one to stay pretty strong for pricing. Had a huge manipulated market drop. I don't know what that one is. But you can find a lightly played for $712. I don't remember what I paid for mine. What I would do is if I see any of these that get close to what I used to buy them for in 2020, I might be interested again because there's no reason why they should drop lower than before the pandemic prices unless interest rates go up to 3.7, other than where if people went and bought these with debt that they can't pay back at higher interest rates. And if that's the case, then people like Rudy, myself, and I guess some of you guys will be up there to snatch it back up because why not? If you can buy them outright, then you are buying them from people that went into debt to buy them. And when interest rates rise, people that went into debt to buy these kinds of collectibles will have to sell at a loss. So, you can be there to buy it all up. Moving over to Modern. So there's some weird stuff happening in Modern. Ashling, the Extinguisher, moving up by $137 to now $20. I think I have 2 copies, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I want to sell them. They're not bad cards, depending on what you want to use them for. Parallel Lives is now the new doubling season, 12% gain for now $66.58. Hellcarver Demon, $23, $15.97, mostly because of all the demon synergy in the new Capena release. Blood Crypt, nothing else really catching anything. Doubling season up 2% and now sit at almost $90. 6% gain for City of Brass, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Moving over to the biggest drops, Voice of Resurgence had a huge gain, so now dropping down by 21%, and that's at $10.54. It also might have been realized that Modern just isn't going to use Voice of Resurgence as it did in the past, when it used to be a $40, $50 card. You got Fury, 10% drop to now sit at $21.45. Mystic Gate dropping down by 10% to now sit at $40.69. Really, nothing too crazy there. Moving over to Pioneer, Maze's End, because of all the gate power-ups that have been given out, Maze's End has gone up by 27%, now set at $10.98, and truthfully, it already went up by a huge amount in the last couple of weeks. Worst Fears, similar thing, 53% gain to now set at $5. Biggest gains outside of that, Mausoleum, Wanderer, 21% gain to now sit at $4.73, 24% gain from Aetherial Works Marvel to now sit at $3.99. Brazen Borrower, 10% gain to now sit at $16 almost, which is pretty crazy. Biggest drops, 10% drop for Cavalier of Thorns, now sitting at $15.65. Once again, nothing too crazy. This might be a fast run, but let's just see if I can quickly go over what's been happening to the market over the last couple of weeks. So now I think the purple line is the moving 200-day moving average. Now what I normally try to do is always keep the 200-day because the 200-day is pretty much what signifies which direction the market's going to go in from now on. You can say that the S&P 500 has been almost above the 50 for such a long time, and then it's just dropped. Almost did double top, dropped, double top again, dropped, and now we're here, and I'm 100% sure we're going to get a bounce. Probably to like 420, and then we're going to see what happens from then on. But it really does depend on what the Federal Reserve tries to do. There's a chance that they might not save the market this time, and if they don't save the market, there's a chance, depending on when they want to save, we could go back to 2020, which I think is still another like 15% drop, 12% drop. So we can still drop the S&P 500 by 12%. Tesla, not looking too good, but it's about to hit a lot of support. Oil, probably actually going to continue showing strength unless something really changes with the approach of the entire world for how they're doing all of these market and what they're pressuring the market to direct, because we're all going down towards EV, which means that oil companies are just not going to try to invest in oil anymore. What else? Bitcoin below 30K, not looking too good. But I would be very surprised if we don't get a reversal. I'd be very surprised if we don't get a reversal almost up to 42. Now, I will be surprised if it goes up to 42. But since it's just below 30, I would be kind of annoyed if it doesn't at least get to like 34, 36, maybe even 40 before it hits its head on something. I don't know. Like, Bitcoin's under a lot of pressure thanks to all the other stuff that's been happening, and I think it's just unfortunate timing. But depending on what the central governments around the world do, crypto could still be a good place to put some money. Outside of that, obviously, it's going to be magic. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking it out with me. I know these have been pretty sporadic, but yeah, it's just been a tough couple of weeks. But hopefully I'll get into a pattern sometime soon. I just need a longer HDMI cable so I can have a nice setup in the lounge. But anyways, thanks for watching and have a good one. See ya.